Digi-Dudes!
Wow, that made me spin.
Yeah, it did. Alright, guys. So, this week we are talking about DCOMs. DCOMs! So, before we get into that, we got a couple of things we just want to inform you guys about. Like our giveaway.
A giveaway!
I don't want you guys to forget about it. If you haven't entered yet, don't worry, you have plenty of time. As of this recording, it runs until the very end of March this year, 2023. So you have plenty of time to enter. All you have to do to enter is be subscribed and then fill out the Google form down in the bottom so I can get all your info. And that is it. And if you guys don't know, what is the giveaway? Let's tell them, Devi Dude. So we are going to be giving away what?
We are going to give away a device. I forget which.
It is an original OG version 4 DM. The same one that I have and use on the channel. And we're also be giving away a blue DCOM to go with it. And then that's not all. If you're a Patreon supporter, you're automatically entered into winning the green DCOM also. So that one, all you have to do is be a Patreon supporter, and all of our Patreon supporters automatically get entered. And isn't that awesome, Devi Dude?
Yeah, it is.
So now we updated you guys on that. Let's get right into the topic of this episode. So, what we're talking about this week is the DCOM. And if you guys aren't familiar with what a DCOM is, this is the perfect episode for you, because I'm going to be informing you what it is and how we use it. And why it's in my opinion, a must-have for a Digimon virtual pet collector and just general hobbyist. So, the DCOM, what it really is a fan-made device that allows you to connect your Digimon to a computer, basically. And then with that, you can do a whole bunch of different things. So let's just take a look at what a DCOM is. So I actually have...
Can I show the first one?
You can do, but hold on real quick. So I actually have a bunch of different versions of DCOMs right here. So start with that one, Devi Dude, because that was the first one I got. Now, this one is actually referred to as a Digivice Helper, is the name of this one. And essentially all the DCOMs really are there's an Arduino device here, and then it has connections on them for you to be able to connect your devices to. So you can connect your 2-prong devices here and your 3-prong devices there. So let's grab a couple off the shelf and just show how that kind of works.
Which one's a 3-prong?
Our Mini is a 3-prong. So
Minis are so small and 3-prong.
It is.
Annoying because we can't battle anyone.
Well, with the DCOMs, we are actually able to. So we're going to talk about that in a sec. You can see here there's 2 different styles of connections Digimon uses.
Tiny, red.
And then, well, that's just the style of that one, but not the connection there. So this one in particular would just connect there, and then it would read the information sent through from here, the information that gets put through and then gets sent to wherever it's going from there. And then depending on where you're going with it is just what you can do with it.
Okay, just like that.
Now, let's talk about this one. This one is actually really different and special than the rest, because this one was completely redesigned, and the creator of this one is Bozjo, and this is just Bozjo's DCOM is what it's referred to as. And they completely redesigned it and created their own circuit boards for it and their own hardware. This is 100% their own design, this one. And this one, what I really like about it is actually has a USB-C connection, while all these other ones you'll see here have that kind of weird connection there. It's not a micro USB. I don't really know what it's called.
And now I know how to put stuff on this one.
And now this one works a little differently. If you could show it, Devi Dude.
Yep, for a 3-prong device, all you do is do that.
Exactly. So if you can see there how Devi Dude has it held on, now take it off. You'll see here that it's got the 3 prongs going this way, but if you turn it that way, it turns into a 2-prong one there for that type of connection. Like the rest of these ones have separate 2 and 3 prongs. And then these ones here are ones that the device itself slides into. You gotta get the chain in first, and then the device slides into, and it reads it that way. And then this is just a slim version of this one. This one's called the Beta Link.
It looks like a giant hat on top of the Digivice.
It does. And this is just a slim version of it. And like I said, this one's called the Beta Link. And then this regular version, you could take this off and then use it either way. But for the 3 prongs, it would go on top. You can't dock the 3 prongs into it. That only works for the 2-prong devices. But a lot of the 3-prong ones are oddly shaped anyway. Now, these are just the ones I personally have. There are so many other ones out there, and you can even make this at home also with very cheap parts you can buy with online instructions step-by-step on how to do it. Those ones are referred to as breadboard ones because you use like a breadboard circuitry thing. I'm not a big techie guy, except for Digimon, but that's what it's referred to as. So now that we showed off these particular DCOMs, which, by the way, I have used and reviewed every one of these DCOMs so far throughout the years on the channel, Digi-Dude and I have. And this was my first one. This one I used all the time. Then I got this one. And this is the one I used all the time. I also got this one as a prototype to test out for the creator. And I liked it a lot. But it literally is the same thing. It's just smaller and it doesn't come apart. And now this one is my newest one, which honestly is the one I personally like the most. But every one of them is good in their own way. And they're all very...
And then this one's the oldest one.
And they're all great, honestly. Any one of them you get, they're all great. So now let's talk about what we can actually do with the DCOMs. Now, one of Digi-Dude's favorite things to do is to be able to connect it and play what?
World!
Digi-Dude loves playing World. So do I. But well, if you don't know what World is, it is a fan-made MMO RPG for Digimon. And you actually use your virtual pets to play the game. So what you can do then is whatever Digimon you're raising at the time, you can use your DCOM to connect to your computer. And then every time you would go and fight somebody in the game, you would connect your Digimon, initiate an actual battle, and then connect it to the DCOM, and they would read the battle codes from your Digimon and send it into the game and be battling live. You'll be in the game, you can battle NPC Digimon in there, or you can battle real people with their Digimon that they've raised.
Or a giant!
They do have raid boss ones there too, level ones. So that's really fun to play. So with that, there's a lot of really fun things you can do with World alone. Honestly, I love World. It's a great fan-made game. I highly recommend seeking it out, guys, if you have a DCOM. They hold tournaments there where a whole bunch of people gather together and they raise all their Digimon together and battle in World. They actually have a set map with a stadium in it, so then you guys can like use that to battle in. It's really cool. And now another one that I actually use it the most for is for generating battles. So a lot of times I'm only running one device at a time if I'm just doing something for fun, if it's not for a video for you guys. And a lot of these old devices, like all of the original DMs I have here and all the original pendulums I have over here.
Even more pendulums down there!
Yup. They all require having 15 battles at child level and 15 battles at adult level in order to digivolve into perfect level, which would also be rookie, champion, and ultimate for dub fans out there. So, in order to do that, sometimes I don't have a second device going, or maybe sometimes Digi-Dude's not running a device. Or with all of these ones, you also want a really high win ratio in order to digivolve, because if the win ratio is too low, you won't digivolve.
A high ratio.
So what I would do is I use an app called ACOM Wiki, which then through there I can generate a battle code that I can connect my DCOM with and fight against to get my wins in that I need. Because with that app, you can even set it to make sure you win and generates a winning code for you every time. Yes, it's a bit cheating, but again, if you're running a certain only one device, it is a great way to get the extra battles in. Or if you're raising a Digimon for a tournament you're going to be playing in, you don't want to take the chance of not digivolving. So this way you'll kind of help your way to guarantee that evolution you want.
It's a baby device.
And then it is. And then the other uses for it, the same app, is that you could also generate jogress codes there. Because, for example, again, these OG pendulums here, all pendulums, you want to be able to jogress in to get certain evolutions. So then with this, you can generate that jogress code you need without having to run a second pendulum there, which is really convenient and really easy. And then again, also guaranteeing that one, because certain pendulums can jogress for certain pendulums, but not every pendulum and every way you want to be able to unlock certain Digimon. So things like that makes it really convenient and really good, right, Devi Dude?
Yeah, and the original and the 20th just had a baby.
So then one more thing that comes really useful, again, same app that I'm talking about, but using a DCOM for it, is unlocking devices. For example, I only have one of the DMX version 3. I have the yellow. So in order to unlock the final evolutions and special evolutions and areas on this one, you have to be able to connect it with the blue. Well, using a DCOM, I can send a battle code from a blue device to this one and counting that connection and unlocking every evolution route and every area on this device. Same thing with the Pendulum Zs. I have both of mine fully unlocked, even though I don't have any other of the Wave 1 and I don't have any other of the Wave 2 except for those ones I have right there, but I have them fully unlocked and every evolution and every area has been unlocked also with the help of a DCOM. So the DCOMs are extremely helpful, and most of them are very cheap. They're not really expensive. With shipping and stuff, you're probably going to be paying between $30 to $40 depending on the shipping costs and where you buy them from. Obviously, every seller is going to be different. But like I said, these are a bunch of ones that I personally own. The ones I like the most, I will say, are these two. The bigger Beta Link and the smaller Bozjo.
My favorite is the baby.
Because I like the fact with the bigger Beta Link, you can take it off, and it makes it easier to use with pendulums. Because honestly, trying to take it in and out and shake this whole thing as one unit is kind of a pain, especially when it's plugged into your computer or your phone. Again, you can use these with your computer or your phone, depending on wherever you have the apps on. Personally, I have them on my phone, and I have them on my computer, both, because sometimes it's more convenient for me just to run my battles in real quick up through my phone versus pulling out going and sitting down at the laptop and all of that. And that's one reason why I like this one, just because it's compact and it's easy for me to just go on the go with it.
For some reason, this one, all it does is raise Digimon.
Now, there's a lot of other uses for it. Like I said, we've talked about from playing video games to helping you raise Digimon. Now we get to our favorite use for it as a whole. The number one thing we use it the most for.
Battle?
Battles! Exactly. There's applications or programs that you can get called Alpha Terminal, which is where you can now connect your Digimon to your DCOM, generate the battle code, and then send that code to one of your friends, who then can plug that code in, send it to their Digimon, and battle. And every time you see us do one of our showdown episodes, that is exactly what we are doing. When we battled Alex a few weeks ago, that is exactly what it was. We were generating
that thingamabobs!
We were connecting our Digimon to our DCOMs, generating that code, and sending it back and forth to each other to battle live. And that is just amazing. Again, and if you just send the code, they don't have to respond to it right away. You don't even have to get a code back with that type of thing. So, for instance, I have friends who needed battle codes for certain types of Digimon and stuff they wanted. So we're just asking people to send them codes. So whatever Digimon I was raising at the time, I just connected it to the Alpha Terminal, generated that code, and then just sent it to him. And then whenever they were ready, they just plugged it in and battled my Digimon. A lot of times when you see me battle on Instagram, that's exactly what I am using, is Alpha Terminal. These are just 3 out of the bunch of different applications out there that use the DCOM. And every one of them I've tried so far has been really fun and really useful, just depending on what you need it for. And that really is just what it is. It's an accessory that connects that you can connect your Digimon to, that reads the battle codes that it's sending out. You're going to be initiating actual battles on your devices, and you'll be seeing them fight back and forth on your devices. And the more and more time goes on, the more and more fans are finding ways to use the DCOM to connect and create new and better apps to be playing on. Like I said, World alone is an evolving game that is constantly getting updates out there with new maps and new Digimon every time a new device comes out. Examples right now that I can think of is that they've already mentioned, Bandai's already mentioned that the Digimon Color, when it comes out, it will only be able to connect to the Digimon Color. It's not going to be able to connect to any other devices out there. But with the help of a DCOM and programs like Alpha Terminal and World and ACOM Wiki, they'll be able to take that code that comes off the color and convert it into a format that any other device will be able to battle. So you'll be able to battle the color against anything else online with the help of a DCOM. And for example, they also said you're going to be able to get special backgrounds by connecting the version 1 color and the version 2 color to each other. And if you only bought one of them like we did, you're not going to be able to get those special backgrounds there on the device. But with the help of something like a DCOM, you'll be able to generate those codes from other places like the apps and things I mentioned, and then connect it to your Digimon and be able to unlock all the extra special goodies on your devices if you only own one of them. And that type of stuff is just freaking cool, right, Debbie Dude?
Yeah, and I never heard of the Digimon Color!
We've talked about the Digimon Color, but it's been so long now that you just kind of forgot about it, because we talked about it months ago when it first came out.
Is it a Digimon device?
In color! Alright, so now that we talked about that type of stuff, we went over all the uses, what it really is, and we skimmed the surface on the applications. I just mentioned the 3 that I use the most. Just the other day, I am currently running the original version 3. By the way, this one was my brother Kai's from when we were little and when we were kids, so this one's super special to me. But I needed to get all my battles in at child level in order to digivolve into adult level. So I was using it just yesterday to generate battles for me that I could battle my Digimon against. So if you guys think this is really cool, if you guys think it's helpful, if you have a DCOM and you don't have one of the ones I own, let me know down in the comments there and tell me which one you own and what you like about it. Or if you own one of the ones I have, let me know what you think about it too. And with that, don't forget to Giggle Blast that like button!
And touch the video link! Comment down below!
Alright guys, that helps us out a ton, and thank you so much if you do! Now, I think it's time for a sticker.
Sticker?
Devi Dude picked out this super sweet sticker. Who is it, Devi Dude?
It is, I forget his name.
Armageddon! That's a really cool one, right, Devi Dude?
It is.
Yeah, I think we're going to put it over there, exactly. It's going to be off camera for you guys, but it's a big bare spot over there because it's behind the boxes, so we got to put something there.
Diablomon and Caramon.
You do have a Diablomon and a Caramon over there. So it's really fitting. So we'll put him right here next to you, Devi Dude.
Me like you. Me like you.
And I want to give a special thank you and shout out to our Patreon supporters over here. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for helping support the channel. The channel would not be able to continue to grow without you guys. We wouldn't be able to show you all of these DCOMs and things like this without your help, and thank you so much. If you guys want to become a Patreon supporter, go hit that link down in the description there. Go over to Patreon, check out our different tier levels and what we have to offer. And if you are a Patreon supporter, don't forget you automatically are entered into the giveaway for the green version of this one. And with that, as always, from me, my family, to you. Have a Digi-tastic day!